sparks fly when Senator John Kennedy asked these Democratic witnesses whether they support abortion up until the moment of birth. You guys are not going to believe how ridiculous this gets.
Thank you, Mr.
Senator
Chair.
Kennedy.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you all for being here today. Professor Goodwin, help me understand your point of view. I think this is a yes or no question. Do you support it being legal to abort an unborn child up to the moment of birth?
Senator Kennedy, it is not a yes or no question. I support women like Ms. Zarowski. Women across
no,
this
ma'am. I don't. I think it is a yes or no question.
No, well, let me answer.
If there were a law that's, I'm just trying to understand your perspective, and I'm not accusing you of this.
Of course not.
But you know, people sort of talk around this issue. If there were a bill that said that a woman has an unfettered right to abort an unborn baby for any reason up to the moment of birth, would you vote yes or would you vote no?
Senator Kennedy, I refuse to be shackled by your question. What I have answered is that there are conditions that occur
you don't know
during
whether
pregnancy.
You would vote yes or no?
There are conditions during pregnancy that mean after 10 weeks,
No,
14 weeks,
I said
20
unfettered
weeks,
discretion.
24 weeks,
You would
conditions
you
such
would
as Ms.
support.
Zarowski.
You're here
and
advocating.
I would support her life.
I
would
understand,
support
would
her
too,
personhood.
But you're advocating a law.
I support her personhood.
You're advocating a law that says that an unborn baby can be aborted up to the moment of birth for any reason, are you not?
Let me clarify what the 14th Amendment says in the first sentence, that citizens of this United States are individuals that are born. That is what our Constitution says.
But
Do
why
you
won't you
support our
answer my
Constitution?
question, Professor? I'm not trying to argue. I just want to understand what your position is, and I think you're afraid to say that you do support that. If you do support it, I think you, just for the purpose of an intellectual discussion, you ought to just say so.
For purposes of an intellectual discussion, I'm happy to have that with you, but
Well,
that's
then
not the tone of...
Could you answer my question? Do you support, please? I mean, you teach. Okay, I'm sure you've had students ask this question. Do you support making it legal to abort an unborn baby for any reason, up to the moment before birth?
Senator, let's have that intellectual discussion that you want.
We could start if you'd answer my question. I can't go to my next question until you answer that question.
I want you to be able to go to your second and your third questions. I do. But as I have explained, there are many different conditions.
No, I said unfettered discretion, no conditions. I'm making it easy for you.
Well, I've already shared with you, Senator, that I support women's
I don't want to use all my time. You're not going to answer it, and that is your right. But I would respect you more if you just say, here's my answer.
I'm sorry that you don't respect me very much.
I do respect you, but I said I'd respect you more if you just answer my question. Doctor, tell me how to say your last name.
Rubenhorst.
Ms. Dr. Rubenhorst, do you support a law that would allow, for any reason, unfettered discretion, the abortion of an unborn child up until the moment of birth?
No.
You don't. Dr. Verma?
Senator Kennedy, so I'm the one doctor in this room that does provide abortion care, and I can tell you that does not reflect the reality of abortion care.
I understand. I'm just asking the question.
It simply doesn't
But do you support it? There are bills before Congress that will allow that to happen. You don't support it, or are you going to not answer my question?
As the doctor in this room who does provide abortion care, that is not how abortion care in this country works. It's a hypothetical that does a disservice to our patients.
But if a patient came to you and said, I'm going to probably have a baby this week, and I've changed my mind. And I would like you, doctor, to abort the child. Would you do it?
That is not how abortion care in
But
this
if
country
a
works.
patient did, would you do it?
My job as a doctor is to look at each individual situation.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to be rude, but I can tell neither you nor the professor will answer my question. I think you both have an opinion, and I don't understand why you won't share it. We're going to solve this problem.
I've provided care for a few years, and I've never seen that situation.
How about you, Doc? Would you?
I do not support unfettered abortion, and I would like to point out that if a woman did have a life-threatening condition in pregnancy past approximately 22 weeks, that baby can be delivered alive by induction or C-section, and we can try to save that baby. The intent of abortion is a dead baby, and that is not necessary in that situation.
I mean, I want you to all understand where I'm coming from. This is a tough issue. And it's a tough issue because there's some tough questions we've got to answer. And when you won't answer the questions, when you're invited by my Democratic friends, the majority, and you won't answer the most fundamental question, we've got a bill in front of us that will basically say a woman has the unfettered right to abort at any time for any reason up to the moment of birth. And that's a gut check issue. And I would expect you as experts to answer that truthfully, how you do it. Thank you for your indulgence, Mr. Chairman.
Did you notice that these people are so passionate and so fervent on a topic that they refuse to even talk about? I'm very happy that two women quickly said, no, I am not in support of that, because that's murder. That is crazy. If you meet somebody on the street and they're in favor of murdering a child up until the moment it's born, then they just have no brain cells and they refuse to take accountability for anything, because you have to acknowledge at that point, that is a life. You are stripping a life from this earth just because maybe you can't afford it, or maybe you don't want it, or maybe you don't want to be tied down. Who knows? But you have to acknowledge that that's another life. This person right here should not be classified as a witness. This person is a clear-cut activist. They're trying to push their message, push their propaganda onto the next generation. And I'm telling you what right now, that is one of the biggest things that is threatening our world right now, is the collapsing birth rate globally. It's not just in the United States. This is all around the world. People are having way less kids. Elon Musk says, apart from AI, this is one of the biggest issues regarding the world today, because eventually our population is going to collapse. I know you might be fooled by saying, oh, you know what? There's more people in the world now than ever. That's because people are living longer. We have advancements in medicine. But make no mistake about it, the amount of kids that are being produced on a day in, day out basis is a dramatic decline, and this world will not last if we don't start having more kids. And the number one way to do that, for people like this to change their minds drastically, they have been programmed, they have been tricked into believing that having kids is somehow oppressive, takes away your freedom, you can't do this, can't do that. Having a kid is one of the greatest things that you could do in this world. I can't think of anything better. This is God's gift, and here you are throwing it away for personal, selfish reasons. That is an act of the devil, if you ask me. And the fact that she refused to answer says everything that you need to know about the person, and it is loud and clear. Like, did this woman actually say that she felt shackled by the question? Are you kidding me? If you have these radical, crazy beliefs, you can have these beliefs. But be prepared to back it up. Don't just wait for all of us to say, you know what, you're right, I 100% agree with your perspective. No, you have to be able to back some things up, especially when you're entering Congress. Like, did you not expect this type of question to be asked? You notice that the only people who were being transparent and truthful that entire time were the ones who clearly said no to the question. This whole situation kind of reminds me of the frog that's being boiled in water. Slowly but surely, society was changing. Abortion at one point was deemed murder at its highest degree. You're murdering a child. And then slowly but surely, through society programming, through the news, through the propaganda, this sort of behavior became normalized. And then it's at the point now, people have lost all perspective and they think it's normal to just cold-heartedly murder a child. This way of thinking needs to be eradicated, because we are all God's children, and who are you to determine who gets to live and who gets to die? That's insane to me. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on this down below. So this frog that's being boiled in water, if we don't fix this issue, society will collapse, population will collapse, and the world will end as we know it. But I don't think it's going to get to that point. I think people are going to start waking up when they realize how colossal an issue this truly is. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on this down below. What are your takes on all this? And if you enjoyed, make sure to smash that like, comment, subscribe, and wish you guys nothing but the best. Till next time.